Thank you for stepping into the File Playland. As always, I'm your File Player, and I'm doing a one-off discussion. Actually, not a one-off discussion. I'm doing a discussion that I normally do, as far as not boxing, not sports, and this is going to be more of a political talk. And I want to do more of a political theme from here on out, because the time's called for it. I mean, like we're entering into a new world, and I think to be at the forefront of a new political discussion is a good thing. But I want to get right into it because before we even do these videos, I have live conversations that I wish you guys could hear, and we were just having one 5 minutes ago that had to do with politics, women, all sorts of things. But before I do that, though, I want to mention our sponsor for today, my friend's company, and that's Sneaker Brothers. Make sure you check them out at Sneaker Brothers on Instagram if you want your illest footwear. And with that, let me get right into it. But before I go into, I want to introduce my co-host for this evening. Um, we'll call him Darkstar for the sake of this video. But Darkstar, introduce yourself, bro. Like, let the people know where you're from or what you got going on.
From Brooklyn, New York.
What neighborhood in Brooklyn?
Sunset Park, of course.
Yeah, actually, this is my fellow Sunset Parker. And I wanted to bring him on purposely because I could testify on his character. I'm not gonna get into particulars because he didn't feel comfortable with me going into particulars, and I'm gonna veer away from that. But this is one of the bravest men I know. Like, I'm not saying brave like he's a good dad brave or fucking he gets up 9 to 5. Like, this is like a guy like what you think what brave would be, like those dudes would cower to my man's. And he's also an upstanding individual, great character, very good guy, complex, smart, whatever happened. But and to know man's and that's my man Darkstar. If I slip up and say your name, bro, like forgive me. But the topic that we wanted to discuss is one that me and him often talk about offline, and that's a new regime of not even conservatives, but more importantly, like the trying to end the liberal madness that's happening now, especially at the forefront of that fight, which is with the Black and Latino communities. We're the ones that are affected most by a lot of these policies and by this crazy thinking. It goes totally against how we normally think in our community as far as Black and Latino people. And me and my man's always discussed this. And I thought it would make for good videos and good material for people to think about. But I'll interject once we get into the depth of the subjects, Darkstar. But as far and I'll get right into it. Like one subject. If you plan on voting, who are you considering voting for? I already know the answer, but I want you to let people know what you think and why you would vote for that candidate.
Trump, of course. Trump, which might piss off a lot of people, but I think personally, he's done a lot for the country, like passing laws and bills, and I also think that he has the best interest of where this country is heading, due to also this is where most of his money is at, and he can't be easily bought by the powers to be, I guess. Well, that's my perspective, my opinion. So yeah, it took me a minute though, because when he first got into the running for president, I was a little upset, being the fact that it was just Hillary and him as the only options. But once I started seeing his direction and doing research and opening my eyes, that's when it went all in.
Yo, let me ask you something. When about more or less did you get on the Trump train?
I would have to say, damn, I gotta go think back.
Was it pre 2020?
Yeah, maybe it was set by the second year of his term, possibly.
Oh wow. Yeah, because I ain't gonna front. Like I mean, like not that I was like for Biden or for Hillary Clinton, because I wasn't. But my whole like getting more on Trump was more honestly like maybe the beginning of 2020, if that. But it started getting more reinforced, like talking to you, talking to my man Born, who I'm gonna have on the show pretty soon too. But we'll get into that in a minute though. But yeah, we're not. I didn't give two shits about the political process. I'm pretty sure you didn't either,
Yeah, of
Darkstar.
course.
Yeah, so I mean, because we never talk politics, and we talk
Yeah,
deep shit,
yeah.
but we, like politics was it didn't matter to us.
Well, I wasn't like into it, but I was curious due to the whole JFK thing and like his speeches. Like I always been like you would say a conspiracy theorist, I guess. Um, Reading the book, the Behold the White Pale Horse by William Cooper. That's really what started it all. And then I started putting attention to JFK and looking into the theories of him, his speeches. So I already knew like this country wasn't run by our government, but by corporations or the globalists, let's just call them. So I knew of the bat I didn't want Hillary in there. Like I was like, you're right, I'll settle for Trump, I guess, But I was like anybody but Hillary type.
Yeah, honestly, I ain't gonna front. Maybe at that point, like 2016, I'm more like I was still in the line of like didn't give a shit, but I thought Trump would be like more fun or more like to talk about. But once Trump got on, like fucking is when things started really switching up, like
Yeah.
for me. But let me ask you something else too, and I already know the answer to this, but I want the people to know. Like, have you ever been attempted to be like chastised or talked down upon by your peers because of your wanting to vote for Trump or agree with Trump
Yeah.
policy?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, especially during these elections, people have unfollowed me, blocked me, cursed at me. I even old female friend that I used to mess around with back in the days. She actually killed the whole idea of even talking to me, or even because I was like, let's go eat something, because she was a smart girl, but she was like, nah, because you're voting for Trump. I was like, wow.
I didn't even know about that one, bro.
Yeah, man, it was funny. I was like, what? I was like, because I'm voting for Trump. I'm like, wow. So Trump has been causing issues and problems all over the place.
No, and it's crazy. I mean, like, without getting too much into details, of course. Like, I've known you since you were probably like 15 or 14, and I was probably like 16. And we've done some grimy shit in the past, and never has nobody said like, "Yo, I'm not fucking with this dude." Like, like this no more, bro. I've had like maybe a series of like a good 10 people that like, "Yo, I'm not fucking with." And I mean, we're pretty decent guys, I think, bro. Like,
Yeah,
this one little issue, bro, like has put people like, well, I'm not fucking with this dude no more.
it's
Like,
true, bro.
yeah, bro. Like, same shit with you, bro. Like, like you're upstanding, and like dudes get really brave, bro. Like, especially online, like to say
Yeah,
like, fuck this
and
guy.
I never seen that happen during an election. Like,
I never seen that happen in life, period, bro. Like, when have people like outright like deaded you, like, oh yeah, I'm not fucking with this guy no more, bro. Like, fucking, like I mean, like and this talking about you on a personal level because I know you're not a grimy ass dude, like fucking, and people just fuck him, like he's
they're
dead to
like,
me.
it's true. I seen it happen to other people too, but I also or have opened other people's eyes too. So I guess it's worth it because there's been people that had the open mind to be like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Send me some information so I can read about it and stuff like that. So that has happened. So I guess it has its negative and its positive. You
Yeah,
know?
I honestly well, I haven't been on the forefront as much like as you do online and whatnot. And you're not even like hotbox online, like trying to run that shit down people's throat and whatnot.
Mm,
But like I usually keep my shit closer to the vest. And even but like it hasn't happened to me that much. But like what has happened to me is the whole like we're not fucking with you no more. Like fuck, you want to be white.
That's what they say. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like they look at it as like if you're voting for Republican, it's like, oh, you're a sellout, Uncle Tom type shit.
yeah, bro. No, and it's crazy too. I mean, like and I want to make this abundantly clear to anybody who hears me now or in the future, or if we do this moving forward, which I do want to do moving forward, like political discussions of this vein. Like, ain't nobody trying to be like some yuptify like or white cats or be accepted amongst white cats. Like, ain't none of that stuff happening here. Like, you're talking to dudes that were dirt poor, like like growing up. Like, my man actually grew up in a what you could consider to be a third world status for part of his youth. We both grew up in the hood. I mean, like hood, and we were acting like hood, not like some dudes looking out the window buying CDs and acting like tough guys in our 20s, like the so it's not like, we're like from the burbs or something. Like, we're not Spanish dudes that are trying to break into the white fray. We're like Spanish dudes that are trying to bring Spanish dudes the fuck up out of the liberal bullshit that has been perpetrated on us in these past 20 years especially. And also too, I mean like and my man Nova
Hmm.
my man Darkstar could speak to this, but we've actually been in the crux of seeing gentrification, and gentrification doesn't happen by no business suit like yuppie. Like this happens by straight up gun-toting liberals, bro. Like and they don't come in there like wanting to build with us Spanish and black cats. When they came into our hood, they were the ones that are ramping up the police to come bother us, or more police started coming around when they came around, and they in turn bothered us. They ain't bothered no yuppies. But we've seen gentrification, we've seen the good and bad, as far as New York is concerned, and I think we could speak on both sides of it. But and we talked about this before, like as far as the liberal politics that are happening now, like not being applicable to Spanish and black people. Like, would you agree with that sentiment as far as
No, hell yeah, absolutely.
and
Like we've been programmed to think that we should be democratic or we should be liberal no matter what, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie, say I didn't believe in that because I grew up thinking, all right, Clinton, he's a Democrat type of stuff, But it's really research, especially during that time. I feel like that during that time there was more freedom, doing research online. Because now, believe it or not, like there's certain search engines, like they censor you. You can't find certain things on Google. So that's dangerous and scary.
Oh yeah, actually, I thank God you brought that up because I want to talk to you about that. And this is not bullshit. I mean, people think that this is the whole censoring on Google or on the internet is bullshit, and it's not, because I'll tell you about my man who's on with me, Darkstar, today, and his social media. He'll bring up a Trump thing here and there, or open your eyes kind of post here and there, but it's not like every day he's doing this. And I remember you when you mentioned the fact that the slowdown was happening to you a couple weeks ago, maybe like 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago. It was happening to mad people I know, and they were not big time social media people, bro. Like, but if you could speak on that, like, how do you think that, what did you notice when they started slowing you down, like in essence?
Well, like posts, my people wouldn't be able to see my feed, and if I would post stuff about Trump online, Facebook will automatically say, like put a notification saying how this is not accurate or disinformation or some shit. But when I really noticed it was when there was a bill that Kamala Harris were agreed on, which was what that whole it's okay to fuck a minor in Cali bill that just
Yeah.
passed. So which she stood behind it. So I was like, let me test this shit out. So I went to Google and entered Camara, the same information. I copied it with. I'm not even gonna say the other search engine because I don't want them to go. But so the same one that I use in that search engine, I copied and pasted it and put it in Google, and it was saying the complete opposite of everything that I mean, every single the first page, because I didn't go that far, was speaking on like the opposition of the narrative, and I was like, "Yo, that's scary." And
Nah, it
people,
is, bro.
you know,
Like I think a lot of people don't get pissed off about that because of Trump. Like, they don't like Trump, so they be like, all right, whatever it takes to get him out, fuck it. But don't think that they're gonna stop doing this shit if Trump doesn't get elected. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and what if it's centered at you? What if they started making a story about Darkstar, like fucking that's funny style or not true? What are you gonna do to stop it?
it's true, and that's how China started first. You know, in Australia, they're locking people up for Facebook statuses.
They are.
Yeah, there's people that they have videos of people that cops knocking at the door about a Facebook status and arresting them. I swear to God, I'm not lying. And it's not one; it's a few different ones. I was like, wow. I was like, that's crazy.
No, and the thing, it's. I don't want to say, it'll happen here. Like, you never know, though. You know what I'm saying? And I think if they were to say that, yo, it happened to Darkstar from one day to the next, and then somebody were to say, oh yeah, but I remember in January, Darkstar said some Trump shit. They're like, all right, yeah, cool, like fucking case closed, like that could happen, man. Like, you don't want like. I agree with free speech. I mean, I don't know what I mean. I'm pretty sure I know where you stand with free speech, but
Yeah, of course, that's a given right. I look at it like it's a given right. You can't take that
yeah,
away.
words shouldn't upset you, bro. Like fucking, bullets should upset you, and assassination attempts, and starving should upset you. But words, I mean, like I think people get too trifled too easily, man. Like and to circumvent that or try to stop that, people are down to do whatever it takes to shut you the fuck up nowadays, and it's not right. But
It's not.
and it's all based around this Trump issue for the most part. I don't think people are butthurt about abortion as much as Trump. I don't think they're butthurt about
Not even the
gentrification.
not even that pedo law that just passed. Nobody was angry about that.
Yeah, bro. They ain't even talking about it.
I'm like, what the fuck? It's just, and if Trump does lose, right? I think it would be easy for them to inflict that into the U.S. because people are different. Like if this would have happened in the '90s, like they were different mentality. Like they were real like warriors. Like they're not gonna take that. All right, just take it. Like people are more passive now. It's like, yeah, whatever. Okay, fine. They'll get in line basically. Like, okay, I gotta get in line to get my food and my toilet paper. Oh, fine. And it's the direction that we could move. It's kind of scary. And it keeps me
No,
up at night.
and I mean, like, being from like, and I'm not against gay people. Like, I mean, do what you do. Most gay dudes are better looking than me, and they dance better, and they fucking listen to their women more than I do. So I mean, if you could start liking men, like that's better women for me. But
Yeah.
nothing against gay dudes, but but in the '90s, I remember vividly, like I mean, like when they were sort of push that stuff with like the gay stuff, and now it's like acceptable, and people think, oh well, they're not gonna run that stuff with the kids. You watch, I mean, like I've already seen in little bits where they've gone in that direction. I mean, like
Yeah.
there was a campaign called Love is Love that they would run on TV. They had John Cena in the commercials and everything, and they would run it during football games. And I tell people this. One of the things that he mentioned, I mean, he said, you shouldn't like oppose like somebody's race, marriage. I mean, race, gender, and he mentioned age amongst that. But that's not people that want to fuck old women. That's people that like are now making a case that they only could love kids, like and they're just doing it little by little. I mean, like like I said, like being in the hood, like I mean, nothing against gay people or any of that stuff, but that was always looked at like very funky. And
Yeah.
now, like it's like it's out in the open and accepted, and they did that little by little, like and they're
Yeah.
doing this little by little. It may take
I think
long, but
They're trying to make men more passive, like easy, like to control and take that fight out of them, I think.
Nah, definitely, man.
And also the media, I think that's also a problem. Like if you notice, like how they all they all got they all basically controlled by the same corporations, you know. And I knew that from 9/11. Like when 9/11 happened, that's when I was like, yo, you really think a plane crash is gonna take down a building that way? Like, and there was like architects, scientists that a massive group of people that put together a project, like stating like facts of science of there's no way in hell that could have dropped that building, and the building next to it too, the 7 building, it didn't even get hit by a plane, but it still dropped. So once I saw that, I was like, how can you even trust the media? Like, to me, one of the worst presidents was Bush.
Absolutely.
Like before the Trump, right? Before, like, Bush was like the worst, absolutely worst, right? So
we were chilling around. We were chilling in the Bush area too. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
so that and I know a few, like most people in the hood could agree to that. Like Bush, like hell no, right? So the fact that Bush is a Republican standing behind Biden, they ignore that. Like they was like, wait a minute, he's a Republican. Why he's going and he's with Biden? Like that should have at least make people question that. I don't know, but people ignore everything. They're like, it's because the media really.
No, and it's dangerous too with the media
Ronald
coverage.
Reagan too, yeah. Reagan too, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and shout out to my man Michael Johnson, man. Thanks for coming through, bro. That's my man's, my peeps. My Cody, and please subscribe to him too at Michael's Austin Boston Talking More. But with the whole thing with the media now too, like I mean, like there's a show I watch on Showtime. I don't know if you ever peeped it. It's called The Circus. But it's like following the political campaigns every 4 years, like every day. But they're part of like the media, like regular media, and they used to do things a little bit more to the left, but not hard body. But now it's like, all the way to the left. And I don't think we're gonna go back to that. I don't think they're gonna front like, it was Trump that we were against this whole time and it needed to happen, like where the media had to go all the way to the left. But we're not gonna go back to the middle after all this. We're just gonna get one block of information from here on out. And if you don't agree with it, you're fucked. You're on the outside. And I think that's what's happening now, and it's scary that people don't peep it. And I think it's what we're gonna have in the future. And to be frank, man, I look at this as more of an issue with our people, with Black people, with Spanish people.
Yeah.
What you do with I mean, like, if other people want to get on and find their way, fantastic. But it's our people that will get into a fight over politics at a barbershop or some shit, or call you out your name, like more like, I mean, I think all people do it now, but I get more offended when it's with our people. Like, like I when you look at these liberal demonstrations, like you'll see like a bunch of like white cats like holding up signs, and like you'll see like a black cat amongst them that's in the same protest, and somebody comes to oppose that protest, and they're saying their piece, and like a black guy will go a black guy or a Spanish guy will go talk to them, and some white guy will jump in the middle. Oh, you can't talk to them, like like what? Like fucking like and that happens all like in a lot of these demonstrations that I be watching on YouTube. But that's how they think of us, man. Like as so-called minorities, is that they know better. They have a better way for us, and the way for us fucking sucks. We've lived in the hood that these Democrats have designed for us, and the shit blows, bro. Ain't like people glorify the hood, but the hood sucks. I much rather live in the Full House or like fucking
the white fence.
Yeah, bro. Like you think like motherfuckers act like the people are dancing in the hood. Motherfuckers ain't dancing. Like shit scary as fuck, bro. No coat, fucking starving, like fucking, like the ain't fucking hood stinks, bro. Like
Yeah. And I actually experienced like that because it was the local councilman on June 23rd when they were voting for the vote for your local. I went to a school, to my son's old school, to go vote. So, as soon as I walk in, the lady was like, "Are you a Democrat?" And she was giving me this, like, mad excited that I was voting. I was like, "No, I'm voting for Republican." So they tried to actually prevent me from voting. They were like, "Oh, your name's not in the system." If it wasn't for COVID and allowing me to, do my research, because I was expecting that, and I knew you could ask for a form and fill it out, but they were like, "Oh, no, sorry, your name's not in the system. You can't vote." Because I was Republican, because I was red, basically, and I was like, "Wow, that's if I would have just been passive, like, okay, yeah, sure." But I was like, I acted like a carrot. Can I speak to your manager? Stuff like that. I went on carried on them. I'm like, can I speak to your manager? And I spoke to them. I was like, she's prevented me from vote, but she's not. She didn't even mention the absent ballot, like the absent sheet where I could fill out the form, and she was like, I apologize and stuff like that. But the lady was upset. I could tell she was mad. I was like, wow. And but
it's that whole principle of like they know better than you do, or they know what's
yeah,
best for you.
that's true.
And that's annoying, bro. Like, I mean,
And they do have that mentality. Like most people that I know that they see that, that's the one thing that they hate. Like that, like if you go to one of those, like certain cities, like Sunset Park, right? They get an annual budget of that money that's going to go into the community. Like there was once that I went, it was years ago. My boy Eric took me, and they Sunset had a $2.2 million budget, right? There was nobody from the community, no Spanish people there from Sunset Park. It was everybody that was there was yuppies, whatever. And those are the people that decide what's best for my community. I was like, and that should upset me. I'm like, how the fuck? I bet you for a fact that none of these people grew up in this neighborhood, and they're the ones deciding, or think that they're the ones that have the right to decide what's best for us, And it does get me upset though.
No, it happens. It happens at a mass level, man. Like, and I don't want that shit for me. I mean, if you're a Latin or black cat and that's what you want, I mean, like maybe you'll come to it in the future, but don't stop the flow of like other motherfuckers, like that are waking up to the bullshit, man. Because like, yo, I ain't gonna front. Now all my friends are like fucking Trump people, but I ain't had zero friends that were Bush people, let's say.
Yeah.
And now I got like 50-50, if not anything, more people that I know that fuck with Trump. And I don't have any yuppie friends like that. I mean, I don't got problems with talking to yuppies.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't look at. I'm colorblind, like race. I don't see white, black. Even yuppies. Like, but what worries me is the ones that come from that background, and we call them yuppies, and they want socialism. It's like, what? I don't understand that. Those are the ones that I have something against, and really like get my vein. This whole socialist thing, and I think that's really the biggest threat for this country, and it will be in the next election too. I think because they're starting to catch more and more and more and more and more and more. A lot of people, like most college students, wanted Bernie Sanders. Because he was a socialism. And I believe like everybody, this is a free country. Like we should have a right, like to make your own money and the American dream, whatever. I still believe in that. Of course, capitalism is not perfect, just like nothing is perfect. But it can be though for the people. I seen it,
Nah, definitely. I mean, it gives you that sense of hope. I mean, it's hard as shit, like to get up in the world, but when you get up in the world, especially coming from a shitty background, I mean, you appreciate it way more.
But I still want that door open though. Don't close it on me.
Absolutely. Nothing's come easy, bro. Like now it's like trying to get it should be the easy part for dudes that really come from the slums. Like if you just want to parlay in life, I mean, like you're just gonna chill. Like I mean, like that's easy. That's always there for you. If you want to go get it, I mean, like like coming from our backgrounds, like when you finally do get it, even a little bit, I mean, you appreciate it that much more. It's like eating McDonald's. Like we got McDonald's once a year, if that. Like, and that shit was banging when you get it. But no, I wanted to ask you about something too. I mean, and we've talked about this in the past, bro. Because I mean, like me and my man Darkstar, we weren't able to get up like for a couple of years, and then we ended up running into each other in probably like '06. I mean like '07, '08, and then we pretty much went right back into chilling like we did when we were teenagers. But we always talked about like the whole like how against like the whole being like with children, like what was happening, like that undertone of like the children being hurt or sexually abused. And the one of the things that I appreciated about Trump is that this conversation was never talked about publicly or in politics. And yeah, Trump may not be talking about it every second, but Trump is talking about it. Trump mentions it. You're seeing a lot of these people get locked up. If you want to say it's by coincidence or by chance, fuck it. Say it's by coincidence or by chance, but it's happening. It wasn't happening before.
It wasn't, and it's happened like a lot and under his administration, but you never heard of that as much before,
So I think just on the basis of okay, like you're getting one side that maybe wants to normalize this thing that I'm totally against, versus yeah, maybe the other side's not mentioning it, but those people that I'm totally against that are doing harm to children are getting locked up all day. I mean, you could do very little else for me, and you got my vote on that.
Yeah,
Like
facts.
yeah, but I think people need to hear voices like yours, um, especially leading up to this election, man. I'm very worried about this election. Like I'm not worried in the sense that because I don't see no Biden shit anywhere, bro. Like Biden ain't rocking like that. I think people that rock Biden shit just don't want their windows broken. But like I do hear a lot of people talking about Trump, like a lot of people showing up to these rallies, and I think Trump got a lot of fever behind him. But I think they're gonna try to play him ultimately in this election.
Yeah, me too. They're gonna cheat.
But I think leading up to this election, people that look like me and like you, giving a voice to people that might stay in the cut or don't want to say shit because they don't want to be like ripped apart by their peers, um, is very good for people to see people like you and me, that ain't with the bullshit. And like my other guest that I'm gonna try to bring on.
Well,
Yo, I wanted to ask you something too, bro. Uh, damn, I was just gonna bring it up. Now, but what do you say about that though? As far as like a lot of the peoples you fuck with, like how many, like what are the ratio? Like a lot of them like pro Trump or like more on the cut. Like
well, to be honest, usually that people that I know know are pro Trump, and from all different backgrounds, from rich CEOs to artists to minorities, and because I never been afraid to speak my mind really, and I always, since the whole thing started, and once I knew, I started already, like no matter what it was, like I wouldn't get upset, and I would try to give you information, so, and I feel like that was very important, because there's a lot of people that do see what Trump is doing, and they're smart enough to understand that of a guy who a bit as business savvy as he is right now is a way better choice than Biden. That alone, like you need a man like that right now because our economy, how it is right now, and right now you need to start speaking up, like, and I started seeing people, even speaking up, and they're dealing with the drama, and I was like, it's either do or die right now type stuff,
yo, you know what's crazy too, Darkstar, is that I'm on a page on Facebook. Um, I mean, but like for the people that may not know, like it's called Boricuas Be Like, and Boricuas is Puerto Rican, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a Puerto Rican Facebook page. But I guess the guy who runs the page, um, you could tell he's Puerto Rican, but you could tell he likes Trump. So like a month ago, maybe he would mention stuff about Trump or anti-Biden stuff on that page. Everybody and their mother was like dissing him, insulting him, tearing him down, and then you get like one person that's like, "Yo, fuck Biden, we ain't rocking with Biden. Like, we're pro Trump all day." Then following day, he did the same shit, put another Biden thing or anti-Biden or Trump thing, and then like 2 or 3 people would like come out like, yo, we riding with Trump. And you'd still get like a lot of those people that would diss. Like a week passes, 50-50. But the people that would diss would like leave a stupid meme or say he's a racist. They wouldn't back it up. They wouldn't have, while the people that were like pro-Trump was saying like, yo, Trump does this, that, like, and it wouldn't be copy and paste shit. Like they would like, freestyle bars. But like dead ass, bro, like you go there now and he's still doing the same shit. Check it out if you get a chance, Darkstar, or join that page. Boricua, it's called Boricuas Be Like. But now he'll post stuff about Trump. Yo, that ass, like 95% of the people there are like riding for Trump. And it's not, it's not, and they're not dissing like the people that are liberals that come and do little drive-bys. They're not saying all these motherfuckers like, fuck him, like, like they're saying like, like they're trying to have conversations about it pretty much. Where like these dudes, like, they don't want you to speak at all.
No, yeah, but, I follow Puerto Rican page like that, and it's a similar thing. And every chance that I get, I go on it and speak my mind too. But I'm not sure. I don't think it's the same page though, but it's something real similar.
No, and like people, and I've seen like, yo, like, they don't throw like directly at me, like in some cases, but like, you may see like a Mexican cat be like, oh, a lot of Puerto Ricans be acting white. Like what? Like, yo, like we, like, if anything, like fucking like in New York, let's say, like, everybody except like Mexican cats in New York like chops it up with black people fine, like, we speak the same way, like go to the same jails, like fucking, like we Gucci. But like, like ain't nobody, like there's nobody white where we live, like, like fucking where we chopped it up, like we have one white friend. Nah, bro, like.
Well, back then, now they're
no, now they're all over the place. They're still not our friends though. Like they don't chop it up and use food stamps or like, drink beer with us, like in the back of the store, like fucking, or play dominoes. Nah, but when I see shit like that, like the Facebook page, it's inspiring, yeah. But then like, then you see polls and shit, and they're like, oh, like Trump's losing by double digits. Like, you what? Like, yo, I've been traveling this whole summer, bro. I've been to Maine twice. I've been to Cali. I've been to fucking Delaware. I've been to, DC. Everywhere that's not like a big city, it's all Trump shit. Everywhere. Front of motherfuckers' houses. Even here in Jersey. Like fucking and even in New York, I see Trump shit, bro. Like fucking it's only like in Times Square, like shit like that, like where that shit is like run down on purposely right now, or on purpose right now, where you see like fucking not even anti-Trump shit. You just don't see Trump shit like that because a motherfucker that's probably like nuts will knock you out. Like fucking just do a little. Yo, but like when's the last time you've been into the city, bro? Like I want people to like into Manhattan.
A minute. I think when COVID first locked everything down, I think.
Oh, you haven't been up in there though?
Uh-uh.
Oh nah, I like even drove through it.
Uh-uh.
What about like when's the last time you went to Sunset?
Today.
Do you think Sunset's been like looking different now with the COVID shit?
Well, a lot of businesses are closed.
Yeah, I peeped that too. I was there 3 days ago.
A lot of business, especially Century 21. We were just talking about that.
Oh yeah, Century 21.
Going on a business, and I used to love that store. When I saw that, I got upset. I was like, "Fuck."
And Century 21 is like a little bit of a lesser Macy's, but with way better shit like that Macy's, like nicer clothes for cheap too. Like like shit that would cost like 2 G's in Macy's, like you'll find it for like 300 there, like dope leather jackets and shit like that. Moschino, Versace, fucking and this is the biggest store in the neighborhood next to ours, Bay Ridge. That's the lifeblood of Bay Ridge is 86th Street, and the lifeblood of 86th Street, not even close, hands down, is Century 21. Humongous, and it's shut down. Quiet, pooch. Nah, but what I did notice with Sunset, like, cause Sunset, it like people are hood out there, like they're still gonna go out and shit like that. But I have seen even small businesses now on Sunset, 4th Avenue. They just closed the sandwich place on 43rd. I don't know if you peeped that.
Oh, the
On
one on 4th
43rd.
Avenue?
Yeah, they closed it, bro.
I know, man. I felt that one. That one hit. I was like, fuck.
That was like the best sandwich spot ever, bro. Like, and it shut down, bro. But I mean, like, people front like on these commercials to be like, oh yeah, we kept the community kept our businesses open. That's right now. Like people want to be cool and be like, yeah, I supported this fucking like small bit. But after a while, bro, let a real shutdown happen. Or let you get laid off. You ain't gonna be cute trying to buy like some fucking $8 muffins from some yuppie. Like driving by, like where they drop it into your car, like fucking some shit they had for 2 days, sitting out for $8. When shit gets really tough economically, and that's what we could be facing. And I think like I said before, man, like the biggest tool against the liberal madness that's happening now is the people that they're anticipating to be on their side, like Hispanic and Black people, to be like, fuck y'all, give us something, or fucking, we're sitting out with a purpose. Like we're not just sitting out and saying, front like we're gonna vote and then don't vote. Now we're gonna tell you in 3 months from the vote, like we ain't fucking with y'all at all, bro. Don't depend on us. We're voting the other way, like me and you are. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what these people really need, bro. But they don't throw us a bone at all, bro. Like they make it seem like we'll figure it out after we get Trump out of there. Nah, baby, give my shit now, bro. Ain't no credit, fucking in these streets. Yeah, bro. But there's any other topics you want to discuss, bro? Like besides like as far as like things we didn't cover.
Oh, now I can take off my bag.
Nah, bro. But I definitely want to have you back on here, man. I want you to meet my other mans too. Born Zigzag Zig Ali. I don't want to say his name now, but because I want to get his He's been on the show before, but I like for him to chop it up with you. I mean, because it's a similar situation to you. Like I want to bring people onto this show that whose standing in our communities can't be fucked with. Like we're not like I don't want nobody could say like, yo, this dude wasn't doing woo woo in Sunset,
Yeah.
like in this video, like 2 months from now. And the other guy that I want to bring on is in the same position. He ran an all black radio station in Connecticut. Still lives in the hood. Every weekend, in fact, tomorrow, he's doing it's called Hood Jamboree, like where they feed kids every Saturday, Sunday, like, and he's still in the same community.
That's
but
beautiful.
He's 100% pure Trump, like without a doubt, anti-liberal, Trump all day, like we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not just some Latin cats. I want to bring the black perspective onto this issue too.
Yeah, I mean, we've been there toe to toe. I think Trump also has woken up a lot of people as well. So it also has his good side, I guess. Hopefully, it turns out what's in the best manner for all of us.
No, I don't know if you peeped this, but unless they put like these black cats and like Spanish cats like right behind Trump, bro, like the media, they'll just show like these rednecks, bro. And the thing is too, bro, like I don't know if you feel the same way, but like those dudes that be rocking, like not Latin cats, bro, because if I had a Trump hat, bro, I'd rock it. I don't have one then. But like the redneck type, like fucking fat fucking trailer trap, like we don't rock with those dudes, bro. Like those dudes don't like, oh yeah, I want to be like, fuck them dudes, bro. Like we like, and the thing is too, we don't rock with 12 either, bro. Like we ain't fucking with 12 on this side, bro. Like, I mean, do I want no 12 on the street, bro? Nah, bro. Like I don't want to see like old women like get beat up or like people like that can't defend themselves. But we don't fuck with police like that, bro. Like like people think like it's everything on that side, like, or everything on this side, like do I think there should be police reform? Absolutely, bro. Put cameras on the motherfuckers, bro. Give them more money for that. like so they don't like fuck. You know, 'cause police are racist a lot of times. You ain't telling me nothing. But
Now cameras
and
gonna change shit. Like they should fuck with their pension. Like, you know, like fuck with their money. That's what make people stop. You know,
yeah,
you get
that
you know, you get certain, if a motherfucker keeps on getting these, you know, like racist remarks or these uh like take money off his pension, like that'll make people stop, you know.
yeah, bro, definitely. No, honestly, like the camera shit, like they be fucking altering them cameras, bro, and
Hell
they'll
yeah,
front like.
that's like a waste
But
of money.
no, but if they did some shit where like it can't be tampered with, and if you tamper with it, like then we're going after your bread, like some shit like that, like you know. And again, I'm a free speech guy. If you fucking say some nasty ass shit, not in a rush, like talking to the other jackass that's in the car with you, like we ain't going after you. I'm not gonna be a bitch, like fucking, and be big brother on you. Like, nah, we don't need all that. But if you're a fucking prick, like to people that you're policing, especially the ones that don't, that look like me and like or black cats, then fuck you, bro. Like we ain't fucking with you, bro. Like fucking because like and not for nothing, bro. Like I mean, if you want to talk about liberal crybabies, which they're for 100%, there's big time liberal crybabies. I think police are crybabies too, bro. Motherfuckers be getting butthurt. Oh fuck, oh god, they're talking bad about like, bitch, like fuck, yo, like you get paid for fucking being in the street, bro. I used to like being in the street just for free, bro. Like fucking, you getting a pension out of this shit, and you fuck dudes up with impunity. Like you know, like fuck. I don't feel like you know a lot of dudes like, and I've seen like cats that I'm cool with that are pro Trump, and they sort of rock with the you know Blue Lives Matter thing. Like I don't feel comfortable doing that. I think there should be no police, like fuck or defund the police entirely. No, that's a stupid idea too because you know you're not gonna have you know you're gonna have like nobody in the streets.
Yeah,
Nah, that's stupid, bro.
it's
Like
gonna be
fucking,
chaos.
huh?
It's gonna be chaos if they do that shit.
Yeah, and we're anti chaos, bro. Like chaos sounds cool, like to somebody who got a young mind, bro. But like you
Yeah,
know, when you're a father, you don't want no fucking shit burning up and all that. Nah, it's corny,
I
bro.
don't
This shit
know.
ain't a video game.
Especially in your communities, it's like that should make no
Yeah,
sense.
word up, bro. Shit don't come back after it gets burnt up. But as far like, and I'm pretty sure you could agree with me as far as the Blue Lives Matter sentiment, bro. Like I never got to talk to you about that shit, but I don't rock with that shit, bro. Like fucking like a lot of like you know a lot of dudes think that you know just because you know you rock with like Trump or you don't fuck with the liberal shit.
They put you in a box, you know.
Yeah,
They,
bro.
like you're racist or you're this, you're that, or you think you're white. It's right now. It's the media put the narrative out there, so that's what they're taking.
Yeah, you gotta
And
rock with everything. Like, you know, and honestly, Darkstar, like if you think about it too, I think like the divide like within the Spanish and black community with the whole liberal shit is because they want you to take in all this shit like at the same time too, like overly sexualizing the kids and fucking you know, like having trannies read to kids in libraries, like, you know, like nobody signed up for all that shit. So the left is like leaving like most of the people that were left like behind or like in the center or on the right, unless you're down for all this other crazy shit that they try to run on us. And I think like a lot of Spanish and black people naturally we don't rock with a lot of that shit. You know, like fucking we don't have anything against you, but that's just not part of our like fucking God given heritage, bro. Like fucking
thanks.
shit don't
I
rock.
I mind my business, and I respect your everybody's beliefs and opinions. You know.
Yeah. But just you know, just don't run the gamut on me and mines and we Gucci, bro. Like fucking
So,
but they you know like the first people they try to run that shit on is us, bro. Like fucking and I mean like if we give in, that's it, bro. Like the battle's lost. But yo, let me I want to take I want to take off, man. I know you're busy and you got shit to do tomorrow, bro. But yo, I want
so
to thank you for coming through, bro. Like fucking you gonna come back?
yeah, definitely, 100%.
Yeah, bro. But you know, and to all the people listening, I mean like fucking I want to thank Michael Johnson, like commenting. I know some of you people were in the cut, but you know, definitely like you know we want to give you this perspective as far as like you know the fact that we definitely didn't grow up in no like you know um
White fence community.
yeah you know or this is like a thing that we've always been harboring some feeling against like our own people, like Spanish and Black people, like our own people. And now we're using Trump as an avenue to spite you. Nah, bro, like fucking, we don't even give a shit about politics normally, bro. Like, but I think now is the time, like, where it's kind of been pushed on us, and we're taking a stand one way or the other. We just rock with Trump. That's it. Period. Fuck the Republicans too, bro. Like,
facts.
We rock Trump, bro. Nah, but yo, good looks for coming through, man. Like fucking and I'll get up with you after this, bro.
All right.
And I'd like to thank everybody who came through, and thanks for stepping into the Foul Playland. As always, I'm your Foul Player. Like, I'd like to welcome you back next time we come through, and I'll try to put a earlier notification for my next show, and I'll have Darkstar come through again. With that, I'm out. Peace.
Peace.